In today's video, I'll show you what is inside a computer hard drive. I have an old hard drive of my computer, so I'm sure what is inside this hard drive. So you can see this is a hard drive. Basically, it's a two old hard drive. Some screws are missing, body are bending, some screws are left, which is quite loose, and back side, if see, this is a main board, and this is a motor which drives to internal CD. Now open it. Before opening, it is a very slight screw, so all screws, three screws is left, all six. So easily, this screw is very loose. It is easily to open without screwdriver. It's come out. Yes, it is loose. All this screw is loosed. Now I am unscrew these two. There were two old hard drive. All is dense or screw is missing or few screws is loose. So there is a old hard drive. Computer hard drive 160 GB first. Show manual first. There's a SATA serial SATA spotted hard drive. It is no need master and slave jumpers to work. And this is a 160 GB hard drive. Problem is this hard drive panel is broken, so I'm thinking to show you what is inside. First open all the screws. This one screw is left. So you can see there are main CD which is filled with this metal disk. It is stored the all data, and this is sensor which can read this data to this and send it by this downboard. And this sensor it also like a magnet motorized sensor. So you can see it is moving angle. So there is a coil and base of magnet. Now open these screws. There are also 5-6 screws old, but two screws are screws are missing because it is old, but little bit old. It is available in 3 or 5 years old in computers. So I remove out, and I'm thinking to show you what is inside. Now I am loose this screw, so you can see there are metal holder to hold this CD, and this is a metallic CD, and downside is motor, which is 4-phase motor. So you can see this is a very 3mm disc which is store the main data, and this is a motor, and there is a magnet. Previous hard drive, old version hard drive have with a neodymium magnet. This thing is maybe neodymium, but it is not. You can see there are magnet. It is not neodymium. Neodymium magnet is very thin metal magnet. It is very highly attractive. This is ferromagnetic magnet with less thickness, and it is also coated in metal coating. So people look like it is a neodymium, but it is not neodymium. So you can see some paint is removed. Now I am pulling this sensor. Now you can see there are magnet neodymium. So it is quite. It is also quite strong, but it is not so strong just as neodymium one. So there are also two screws. One is missed and one is loose, so I easily touch to remove. And this is a magnet. It is not so sticky, but it is a normal magnet. And this is a main sensor. And there is a backboard which is a drive to main circuit. Well, so there you can see there I am open a screw. This is a main driver board. So they are consistent of 3 chips. This is a smooth L. Let me check. L7 8 54 IC, which is motor driver, and T46416C38M Samsung SRAM, and this is the main voltage regulator chip, this one, and this is also a voltage regulator chip and some couple of diodes, and this is the main microprocessor, and this plug for the front sensor, and this is back for this 4-phase motor. It's a 4-phase motor, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase. Although this is a SMD circuit, but I am trying for you for tomorrow. I trying to read the circuit and reverse engineering the circuit. It may be possible to reverse engineering or read the circuit how it is worked, and explain in part 2 how this board is worked. If it is possible to track in, because it is lots of components, or it is also SMD, so it is, and also it is a double side. It is also quite nervous and quite hard to tracing it. So, but I am trying to tracing it. It is possible to trace it. I made a next video, part 2, and you can see there are motors, other motor which is over the sensor. So you can see there are tile. It is not a copper wire. It is a brass wire. It is not good quality copper. I think it is copper, but it is not good quality copper. So this copper and attached with this, and there is a main sensor which can no chip. This is an unknown chip. There is no mark any value because this is used only hard drive, and this is free moving bearings, and this is a motor. Motor bearing is very smooth because this, although this motor is this RF 2 volt, but this bearing is very smooth, but 4-phase motor, so it is not run by normal power supply. It is need a 4-phase motor driver to drive or electro speed controller for RC. It is used as RC toys, and any separate plane. There are is RC plane or toy to use RC speed controller or both, which you can use to drive this motor, or make a special type of circuit which I am trying to build with one of my upcoming video to drive this motor. So you can see there are the main baseboard, there are a couple of capacitors, and when you can see there are glassy finish IC, but this IC is no name because this is a main sensor. All this sensor is totally mystery component you can find in every computer component. So this is a mystery component. Sensor is mystery component. So just know any number it. So there are 2 tracks which is can read by data. How it is what? First explain. This is moved by this board and move the speed more fast and slower according to the computer. So it is can drive this, rotate this disc. This as a metallic service. So there are digital signals. It always is too oily because I am touching with my hands right now. It is too oily. So there are internally are numbers which mean a digital data, because 0 1 0 1 plus minus can saved by this internally stored by this disk. So it's captured by the sensor. It is converted to this board processor can convert this 0 1 digital data to analog data, which can data read by computer main processor, or which can controlled by RAM which is boost the speed, and those 2 monitor. Well, I do the, so let me close the camera. Object, so you can see it is. So you can see there are a chip which is a mystery chip which can sensor which can take by this nip to data like there and pass to the store, and this is a base oil which is placed with this neodymium magnet, not real, it is a fake one. So it is placed like there something, so it is repel, bore and pull, because when voltage flow this way, it moves this way. When it's turn flow this way, it moves this way. So that's turn flow both directions because this is generate alternative PWM. Low voltage protection on build chip.